Welcome to today's episode where we dive into the shakeup happening across the software world. First, we're looking at how major players like Adobe, Salesforce, and SAP are seeing their stock tumble as AI first startups challenge their dominance with smarter tools and new pricing models. Then we go inside the workplace with a Business Insider survey that reveals a growing gap between AI hype at the top and cautious adoption on the ground. And finally, we unpack Elon Musk's latest moonshot, a fully autonomous AI-run software company called MacroHard. It's a bold little tongue-in-cheek, but he says it's very real. Let's get into it. At Microsoft is experiencing a major shakeup that's sending shockwaves throughout the stock market. In August of 2025, major software companies saw their stock prices drop significantly in just 2 days of trading. Intuit fell nearly 6%. Salesforce dropped 3%. SAP 7%. Nimble plummeted 11%. These aren't small companies having a bad day. These are industry titans that millions of businesses rely on daily, and investors are suddenly questioning whether they can survive the AI revolution. The catalyst for this market panic was a MarketWatch article with the provocative title, "AI is eating software and Adobe is on the menu." The article pointed out something that's becoming increasingly obvious. Traditional software companies that have dominated their markets for decades are now facing serious competition from newer, AI-powered alternatives. Companies like Figma and Canva aren't just offering similar features to Adobe, they're offering them at lower prices, with better AI integration, and with completely different business models that appeal to modern users. Adobe's attempt to catch up with its Firefly AI module has reportedly struggled to gain traction, failing to impress users in both how well it works and how it's priced. What makes this disruption particularly interesting is how it mirrors what happened in online advertising when Meta, formerly Facebook, rose to dominance. Back then, everyone expected one or two clear winners to emerge and dominate the market. Instead, we got a mixed bag of winners and losers, with some traditional players adapting successfully while others faded away. The same pattern appears to be playing out in software, where being an established player with millions of users doesn't guarantee survival if you can't adapt to the AI era. For business owners and entrepreneurs, this represents a fundamental shift in how software works and how it's sold. Traditional software companies typically charge high monthly or annual fees for access to their full suite of tools. But AI-powered alternatives are experimenting with different models. Some charge based on usage, others offer free tiers with premium AI features, and many provide capabilities that would have required multiple expensive software packages just a few years ago. This means businesses need to rethink not just which tools they use, but how they budget for and integrate software into their operations. The bigger picture here is that AI isn't just adding features to existing software, it's fundamentally changing what software can do and how it's created. When an AI can generate a professional logo in seconds or create a marketing campaign from a simple prompt, it challenges the entire value proposition of traditional design software. Why pay hundreds of dollars per month for complex software that requires extensive training when an AI tool can deliver similar results instantly for a fraction of the cost? This question is what's keeping investors up at night and causing them to dump shares of traditional software companies. For business owners, the message is clear. Start exploring AI alternatives to your current software stack now. Keep an eye on pricing and features as they evolve rapidly, and be prepared to switch tools more frequently than in the past as the market continues to shift. Our next article comes from Business Insider. So, major Wall Street banks and financial institutions have gone all in on AI, with top executives making bold claims about how AI will transform their operations. David Solomon from Goldman Sachs has talked about AI systems that can draft IPO documents in just minutes instead of hours or days. Jamie Dimon at JP Morgan describes himself as a heavy user of the bank's AI tools. UBS has even created AI-powered avatars of their analysts to explain complex research reports to clients in simpler terms. These leaders are promoting their AI investments at every opportunity, from earnings calls to industry conferences, promising that these AI tools will boost productivity, eliminate tedious tasks, and potentially reduce the need for as many employees. However, when Business Insider surveyed actual finance professionals last year, they found a much different story. While executives were making grand promises, the employees using these tools daily expressed what they called cautious optimism. Many reported that their companies were still in the testing phase, running pilot programs and experimenting with different applications. Some workflows were seeing improvements, but many financial professionals raised serious concerns about the technology's reliability and accuracy. They worried about whether their companies were rolling out AI tools properly and questioned what these changes would mean for their job security and their work-life balance. The gap between executive enthusiasm and employee reality is particularly important for business owners to understand. When the biggest financial institutions in the world, with virtually unlimited budgets and access to top talent, are struggling to implement AI, it suggests that similar businesses should approach AI adoption carefully. The key lesson here is that AI implementation is not as simple as purchasing software and expecting immediate results. It requires thoughtful planning, proper training, and realistic expectations about what the technology can actually do. The survey Business Insider is now conducting aims to check back in on these finance professionals to see if anything has changed. They want to know whether these AI tools have lived up to the hype after more time for implementation and refinement. Are the employees finding these tools more useful now that they've had time to integrate them into their workflows? Or are the same concerns about reliability and job impact still present? The answers to these questions could provide valuable insights for businesses of all sizes considering their own AI strategies. And in our final story, Elon Musk has revealed one of his most ambitious AI projects yet, creating an entire software company that runs without any human employees. Through his AI startup, xAI, Musk is building what he calls macro hard, which is a playful jab at Microsoft that represents a serious attempt to prove that AI can completely simulate a traditional software company. The announcement came through a post on X, formerly Twitter, where Musk explained that since software companies like Microsoft don't actually manufacture physical hardware, it should theoretically be possible to replicate their entire operations using only AI. The concept goes far beyond using AI as a tool or an assistant. Musk is talking about AI handling every single aspect of running a software company, from writing code to making strategic decisions, managing projects, handling customer interactions, and even making business development choices. His AI assistant Grok even chimed in on X, confirming that AI could theoretically handle everything from coding to management decisions. The company has already taken concrete steps toward making this a reality, filing a trademark application for MicroHard on August 1st that covers a wide range of AI-focused software services, including tools for creating human speech and text, as well as software for designing and running video games using artificial intelligence. For business owners and entrepreneurs, this development represents both an enormous opportunity and a potential threat. On the opportunity side, if Musk succeeds in proving that AI can in fact run an entire software company, it would mean that starting a tech business could become dramatically cheaper and faster. Imagine being able to launch a software product without hiring developers, project managers, or support staff. You could potentially compete with established companies using a fraction of the resources. Small businesses that embrace this technology early on could level the playing field against much larger competitors who are slower to adapt. But there's also a warning here for traditional businesses. If AI can successfully run an entire software company, it suggests that many current business models and job roles could become obsolete much faster than expected. This isn't just about AI replacing individual tasks, it's about AI potentially replacing the entire organization. Business owners who ignore this trend or assume it won't affect their industry could find themselves rapidly outpaced by competitors who embrace AI first approaches. The trademark filing shows this isn't just a thought experiment. XAI is actively preparing to launch real products and services under the MacroHard brand. The timing of this announcement is particularly significant as it comes while Musk is pushing deeper into AI and robotics across all his companies. He's already repositioned Tesla not as a car company, but as an AI robotics company. And he's encouraging Tesla to invest directly in XAI. This interconnected approach suggests that lessons learned from the MacroHard experiment could quickly spread to other industries. If AI can indeed run a software company, what's stopping it from running a consulting firm or a marketing agency or even a manufacturing operation? Business owners need to start thinking about how their industries might be transformed when AI moves from being a tool to being the entire workforce. Wow, there is so much to unpack. I mean, just so much is happening in this world of AI, especially as it pertains to business. It feels like we're in the Wild West sometimes. You've got Elon Musk trying to start an AI only software company, and then he calls it MicroHard just to take a jab at Microsoft. You've got companies dumping billions of dollars into AI projects and maybe seeing no return on investment. I mean, there's just so much happening. The one story I want to highlight, the one that spoke to me the most, is the one about Adobe. Adobe, if you don't know, they're responsible for tons of different softwares, especially those that pertain to photo and video editing. So if you've heard of Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, Lightroom, Audition, if you've ever seen an Adobe PDF, that is that company. And a long time ago, they used to just have it to where you can buy their software one time and you'd be good. But sometime in 2015, 2016, they converted to a monthly model, like a monthly payment subscription. And I was paying like $150 a month. And the problem was that I had to pay for all the other tools that I wasn't even using. I just needed one thing, but I had to pay for all these other tools. So I'm happy when I hear about these newer AI powered businesses coming to take their spot, because Adobe has had basically a monopoly over the editing software space for such a long time. And if you're going to force everyone into this narrow hallway where we have to use your software and we have to pay the monthly fee, just on principle, I can't stand behind that. So when I hear about companies like Figma, Canva, Descript, any other of these cool new AI editing tools, I'm like super behind it. Because I think they're offering exactly what people like me need. Like a small business, you don't want to be paying $150 for some stuff you're not going to use. So Adobe, take that. That's what I got to say about it. All right. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. If you are watching this on YouTube, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. If you're listening to this on Apple, Spotify, give it a 5-star rating. It really does help this podcast grow. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.